Well, howdy, kids. It's Memorial Day, Monday morning, 2026, and I'm back on my bullshit. Take a look at that flag there. I'll get back to that in a minute. This is Riverview Cemetery here in Parkersburg, West Virginia. It's one of the oldest cemeteries in Parkersburg. In addition to being one of the oldest cemeteries in Parkersburg, it's also one of the most famous. There are a lot of interesting and significant people that have been buried here. And that's what Memorial Day is about, sort of. Now, Memorial Day gets its roots in something called Decoration Day, started in about 1865, post-Civil War, specifically in South Carolina, where they went out to honor the fallen soldiers of the Civil War. So it was a tradition that was started in the South. I've driven by this statue probably 100 times and didn't really pay attention to what it was. In 1906, the Daughters of the Confederacy erected this monument to honor the soldiers that fell during the Civil War on the side of the Confederacy. So where's the monument to the Union soldiers that lost their lives? Closest thing I can find is Richard Bowery. He was in the Civil War, 1st West Virginia Cavalry. He was a Medal of Honor recipient. In 1868, John Logan, who was Commander-in-Chief of the Grand Army of the Republic, issued General Order Number 11. General Order Number 11, or the Memorial Day Act. This issuance formally established Memorial Day as a decoration day on which the nation would remember its war dead and decorate their graves with flowers. Logan chose May 30th to be the date of memorialization of these fallen soldiers because it didn't conflict with anything else on the calendar. As well, it provided an opportunity for the choicest of spring flowers. So May 30th, 1868, the very first Decoration Day, National Decoration Day, which would become Memorial Day, was held at Arlington National Cemetery. And it honored both Union and Confederate lives that were lost during the Civil War. 1873, state of New York became the first state in the Union to recognize officially Memorial Day. And in an act of what one could really only describe as being truly American, it turned into a competition. Waterloo, New York was the very first city to have published information about this Memorial Day and their celebration of it. After 100 years, in 1966, the federal government got involved. Lyndon Baines Johnson in 1966, in what I suspect was an attempt to kind of downplay the civil rights movements of the time and unify our nation, declared that Waterloo, New York was the birthplace of Memorial Day. And thus, Memorial Day became a federal holiday in the next couple of years under a congressional act that made all of our holidays at the federal level Mondays, so we could have a 3-day weekend. I'll get back to the flags. You can see these flags here. They're at full mast. Memorial Day, our flag code, which is part of U.S. law, on Memorial Day at sunrise, all flags are to be raised or lowered to half-mast to memorialize those that have lost their lives in combat. You may have noticed in the notes that Memorial Day has a split protocol for the flag and its presentation. From sunrise till noon, it is supposed to be displayed at half-mast. And at noon, very ceremoniously, the flag is to be raised to the full mast position. So if it's a day of memorial and remembrance, why do we put the flag back up to full mast at noon? It's done to honor the survivors, the raising of hope for our future, that all the sacrifices have not been in vain, and that our Constitution of our country means something. Now, through mere happenstance, coincidence, or just sheer luck, came down here to film this morning, and I got to witness a member of the American Legion Honor Guard come out and do his civic duty to lower these flags to half-mast. So the American Legion guy let me know that at 10 o'clock today, there's going to be a ceremony with the VFW here in City Park. And I think I'm going to come back for that. One more thing for Memorial Day. In 2020, Congress passed the National Moment of Remembrance. That means today and every Memorial Day, at 3 o'clock, our nation is supposed to stop what it's doing, pause, and silently remember the sacrifices of those that have lost their lives in defending liberty and justice. So as we consider Memorial Day in 2026, what does it mean? It says here, homeland, family, patriot, and sacrifice. What does patriot even mean? What does it mean to be patriotic? Well, that's a question you got to answer for yourself, kids. Family? Well, family's who you choose it to be. And I choose you guys. And as always, I love you. I want you to take care of each other and look out for yourselves. And I'll talk to you soon. Bye.